Good morning, guys. My name is Danny, and I will be giving you today's webinar. In this webinar, I'm going to show you about one of our filial applications or softwares, which is BNBvestor. But we're going to access it through ReiFax. Why am I going to show you this? Because whenever you purchase ReiFax with the Platinum, Professional, or Professional Dialer, you automatically have access to those filial softwares. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. Remember, you can ask me questions at any time. If you have any doubt or if you want me to go over something in particular, you can always request or ask me a question through the chat that you have at the bottom. Or you can also write through the live chat, and one of the live operators or agents will be responding in a few seconds. I do tell you that ReiFax does have almost the best customer service ever. So let's just give it a second for it to load since it's the first time in the morning. I hope you guys are doing very well today. It's Friday, end of the week. Let's close this week with great energy. I'm gonna reload it over here to see if it takes a little less. Okay. If it doesn't load, then I'm going to show you where we can access it directly through the URL. Yeah, so it doesn't take too long. I'm just going to click on BNBvestor.com. And then I'm going to go back through ReiFax at the very end so that you can see how you can access it through your ReiFax account. So for those who have Platinum, Professional, or Professional Dialer, you can access BNBvestor with the same credentials as in ReiFax. So the same email and the same password. Now, what is BNBvestor? BNBvestor is a global analytic for BNB rentals, which is bed and breakfast, or vacation rentals as you also know it. So if we scroll down in the home page, it will give you vacation rentals data and analytics, how to be successful with vacation rentals, where and when to invest in what type of properties. This is all you're going to see in BNBvestor. So we're going to give you the locations depending on, of course, let's say, yeah, depending on what type of property you want to invest in and in what area. But we will tell you in that area where's the best part where you can do your rentals, what type of properties in that area is best or has more demand in BNB rentals as well. And even how much additional revenue you're going to retrieve from that rental, depending on all those factors that I just told you. And you're going to have also integrated a set of different folders, let's say, applications like Rent a Deal, Buy a Deal, BNB Site, Property Hunter, Virtual Manager, and BNB Academy. These are all different sites that you're going to have inside of BNBvestor, and you're going to have access to it. So I'm just going to click login. Remember, you can always ask any questions. If you want me to go through a specific example, I can also do that for this particular software. So I'm guessing this doesn't want me very much today. Guys, be patient with me. Hang on with me. There we go, finally. Okay, so I'm going to log in with the same credentials, like I said, as in ReiFax. This is an affiliate application that you can, or software that you can purchase individually apart from ReiFax if you didn't have it. But since you already have, or most of you already have ReiFax, there's no necessity in purchasing it as well. I'm going to put United States over here. Oh, in country. Okay. So it takes us to that map over there. Okay. So over here, you're going to see a lot of graphs, numbers, and different analytic tools so that you can see and analyze what's the best area of where you can start your BNB business. Starting with rental index, rental type and beds, host, and listing by host. So the rental index is going to give us, let's just give it a second for it to finish loading because it's not loading completely. So the rental index is going to tell you in how long has the BNB business grown throughout the whole United States. For example, in June of 2019, the BNB business started in the United States with 661,500 BNB properties, right? And then by June of 2020, there's almost 2 times that amount that I just told you. So in 1 year, it means that this BNB business has taken over the whole hotel industry and it's growing very fast. Okay. While the maps keeps loading, you can also click into a particular state and it will give you as well in that state the rental index and how much has that state grown in a year, or if you want to analyze in the past 3 months, for example. I'm actually just going to go directly into Florida so I can show you the statistics there. Okay. While this keeps loading, now at the bottom, the active rentals, ADR, occupancy, and revenue. Those are 4 different and 5 different concepts that you're going to need to know throughout the BNBvestor website. So active rentals, these are active properties that are for rent in BNB, and then it gives you the comparison with regular rentals. So how much active rentals there are in Florida right now? There's 143,933 BNB rentals. And then it gives you the regular rentals number, which is 45,349. Means there's not even half as much as in BNB rentals. ADR. ADR is the average daily rate. It's the average rate of accommodation per occupied room. and that is the average sell price per listing. The BNB average daily rate would be $167. And then for regular rentals, it is $56. You know that since regular rentals, you sign a lease, you sign a contract for 3, 6 months, or 12 months. And of course, it's always going to be occupied, and that average daily rate always goes down. So the regular rentals ADR is going to be low, and the occupancy rate, as you can see it, is always going to be high because, of course, it's always going to be occupied. But if you notice the average daily rate, since it's something that's going to vary for BNB, it's short-term rentals, it's going to vary. It's going to vary in the price, but it's going to be higher. We're going to give quality service over here, like a hotel, but for short-term rentals. And then the occupancy rate may be an average of 60% in the state of Florida. So this is still a good occupancy rate in the whole state. It's not low, it's not average as in 50%, but it still maintains, okay? And then we have the revenue. The revenue is the total monthly income. It does not include taxes, service charges, or additional charges like Netflix, hot water, or electricity bill. No, none of that is included in the revenue. So the BNB revenue, according to the ADR and occupancy rate, is going to be $3,047. But for a regular rental, even though they have a high occupancy rate and a low average daily rate, it's $1,600. So it is 89%, or you have 89% of additional revenue. And what is the additional revenue? In this case, it is the percentage, or let's say the income that you're going to have. No, how do I put this a little prettier? It is going to be, let me tell you. Okay, so the additional revenue is the percentage that represents how much additional income you can expect to make with the BNB property rather than a regular rental, or the regular revenue that you're going to have over here in the selected area in the map, which is, we're analyzing right now, the state of Florida. Okay, do we have any questions so far? Okay, so going back into the left area of the website, we have rental types and beds. So over here, you're going to see what is the property that gives, and the rooms that give more demand, or that have more demand in the state of Florida. So rooms with one room, or properties with 1 room, 2 rooms, and 4 or more bedrooms have more demand in Florida. Now over here, if you put your mouse over, it's going to give you the actual active rentals number, okay? Then you have the hosts. How many hosts are in total in the state of Florida? How many have single listings? How many have multi-listings? And then we have super hosts that have many listings. So if you put your mouse over, it's going to give you the number of the different hosts, types of hosts. Then we have, this is the same graph, just put into listings by host in percentages. So active rentals with single listing hosts, and then multi-listing hosts. Now I'm going into the occupancy tab. Over here, it's going to give you the occupancy rate and average daily rate. So the average daily rate, I told you that was the number of booked days divided by the total number of days rented or available for rent. So if the property, for example, is available for rent in 30 days, it's going to be the number of days available for rent, right? So properties with no reservations are excluded. It's giving you the months with, in other words, the months with the highest occupancy. When is it going to be the days of, or the months that have the best occupancy rate? For example, August with the 68%. We have March with the same 68%. And then the months with the lowest, which is maybe it's not a festive day, it's not any festive weekend. Those may be the weekends or the months that have the lowest occupancy rate. But even though in the lowest month, it's not even a very low occupancy rate, you still have a 44%. Okay, you can also view this with the last 12 months, which is what we're looking at now, and the pronostics of the next 6 months. Then you have the average daily rate, the listings with at least one booking per month. The average daily rate, remember, is the average rate of accommodation per occupied room, and that is the average sell price per listing. So we have the average daily rate in green, and then we have the actual listing in then I'm going into the revenue tab. The revenue, remember, these are the concepts that I gave you at the very beginning, okay? It's the total monthly income. It does not include taxes, service charges, or additional charges. So revenue is the total income that you're going to have per month. Remember, it doesn't include any of the additional charges like Netflix, the electricity, cable, none of that. So this is going to be the main 3 tabs that I would analyze would be occupancy, revenue, and seasonality. I'm going to show you seasonality in just a bit, because they're going to show you when you're going to get your return of investment. For example, you're going to get your return of investment within 3 months from the highest month of revenue, for example. With the occupancy rate, we see that the highest peak of occupancy is August and March, right? And then we go to the revenue tab, and of course, August, you're going to get 3,400 approximately. And then with the month maintaining is going to be March, which is you're still going to have maybe not a very stable occupancy, but you will have a very stable revenue. So from December, January, and February, these are the 3 months you're going to be working on to get your return of investment by March, which is your highest peak of the year, apart from August, to get your return of investment. Then we have revenue per available rental. That is, divides the daily rental revenue by the number of listings available for rent. The number displayed is the average of the daily revenue per available rental. in the last month. So we have the revenue per available rental in green and the available listings in blue. You can also view this within the last 12 months or the pronostics of the next 6 months. Then we have the regular rentals tab. The regular rentals tab is for regular rentals. Of course, it's going to give you the rental size, the demand in the state of Florida. Remember, you can always analyze. Right now, I didn't look into a specific county or city, but you can do that as well. You can take a look in deeper into the particular address or the state, county, city, or even zip code. Okay, and you can analyze all these tabs within those areas. And it's going to, okay, so this tab is going to show you the previous, like the regular overview, but instead of BNB, just for regular rentals. Then we have the Places tab. The Places tab is going to show you Florida divided into counties, or yeah, by counties, the number of listings available per county. So you can, for example, sort descending and see which county has the highest BNB rentals. The occupied, or the county that has the most occupancy or the highest occupancy rate. Okay. Then we have the county that has the highest average daily rate, which maintains in Monroe County. Then we have revenue, the highest revenue, which still is Monroe. And then we're going to go to the, or sort by descending the highest additional revenue. So it goes from Lafayette, Escambia, and Dixie County. But if you notice, analyzing this part of the system, Lafayette gives you 271%, which is, this is the most important column, right? But if you notice, they have 15 active BNB comps or BNB properties in this county, according to BNBvestor. So this is not a county that I'm going to take into consideration with the highest additional revenue. I would take, for example, Escambia. 3,000 is a more decent number. But if we scroll a little bit lower, Okaloosa can also be a county that we can take into consideration, as well as Lee, Bay, and Monroe would be one of the first properties that I would, or properties now, counties that I would analyze to start investing in BNB. Why? Because they have a decent number of active BNB listings, an occupancy rate that is undeniably great, an additional revenue that maintains in $262 approximately dollars, and a revenue of 6,200, and then you get an additional revenue of 112. Yes, this would be definitely a county that you would take a look into. If you click on it, for example, it will take you to, it will take you to the actual county. Now we're analyzing this county. It's going to refresh all the data that we've been looking at. If we go back into the places icon, it will now divide it by city. So you can see what city is best convenient to invest in. Then we have, since I already showed you this part or this tab of BNBvestor, now I'm going into seasonality. Seasonality is one of my favorites because it divides it. It divides it into the, obviously, the seasons and the best months for BNB BNBvestor, or for, let's say, for your BNB business. For example, March. Remember that I showed you that in the revenue and occupancy, March was going to be the highest, or is the highest occupancy and has the best revenue, which is going to give you the return of investment. Well, you can see it here. The dark green means that it has from 76 to 100% occupancy rate, and average daily rate, it's gonna be very high. Then we have the lighter green or apple green, goes from 51 or 51 to 75% of occupancy rate. And then the yellow, it goes from 26 to 50. It's not very good, but it's still not red. And if you notice, since we're right now analyzing Monroe, there's no really bad occupancy rate in Monroe. In this particular county, you can see that August and September, in part of October, it may go down to 33% occupancy, but it maintains a very high average daily rate of 250 something, 263, 270 even. Okay, so this is where you're going to be able to play with occupancy and the average daily rate. If you see that they have it's a high peak of occupancy, you can burst your average daily rate very high because you're going to have a high season. Okay. Then we have the best rentals. The best rentals is going to give you the additional revenue per room or per property, and then per room. For example, over here we have for apartment, condo, villa, studio, for the renting the entire place, it's going to be a 338% of additional or potential additional revenue. Remember, this is all average. Then for private room, we have for mobile 3 bedrooms, so it's going to be 1,148%. And then per shared room, it would be 758% for a condo, apartment, condo, villa of 1 bedroom as well. So you can see the properties and rooms that will be giving you the highest potential additional revenue divided by properties and bedrooms. And then the most important part, host. The host part is going to give you real numbers of, or real approximate numbers of actual hosts that have business in the area that we have highlighted, which is, in this case, Monroe. For example, this company has vacation rentals of Flakey's, has 189 BNB properties, has an average daily rate of $279, and occupancy rate of 75%. This is fantastic. Now it divides it into monthly revenue per property. This is average, so it's going to be $6,363. A rental cost of $2,944. But the total monthly revenue is going to be $1,202. Over here, this is the total monthly revenue for all the 189 properties that you have here. Same for the total rental cost. And then you have the potential additional revenue, net $646,000. So this, if you subtract $1,202,000 minus the 556,000, it's going to give you this result. Let's go down into smaller posts so that you can see real numbers, because to start a business you don't have to see 100 or companies with 189 active BNB properties, right? You would need to see more realistic numbers. So I'm going to show you. For example, oh, okay. Kevin and Dana. Or let's say, for example, Pedro. Pedro over here has 4 listings available in Monroe, okay? Then he has an average daily rate of $358. Let's take a look into all his properties, or his detail, let's say. He has an average daily rate of $358, an occupancy of 68%. It's not fantastic, but it's not really bad. His properties vary from 2 to 3 bedrooms, 1 to 3 bathrooms, 6 to 10 hosts, or not hosts. People can rent, be, or stay in the property. Okay, so let's go over here. The monthly revenue per property, $7,400. The rental cost an approximate of $3,000. The total monthly revenue would be $29,600. Then the rental cost would be a total of $11,700. But they have a potential additional revenue of $17,800. Now you can see the numbers over here. 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. And if you even click on the actual properties, it will take you to the Airbnb website as well. You can click here and it will show you the property, but if you click also over in the map area, it will take you to the Airbnb property as well. Guys, do we have any questions up to now? So for this particular area that we analyzed in Monroe, in Florida, Monroe, Florida, sorry. You see that there's active BNB rentals of 2,800 approximately BNB rentals. Let me start that again, say that again. So there's an approximate of 2,800 active BNB rentals in Monroe. But you see that there's 168 active regular rentals. There's not very much. So what's the business over here? The business is more BNBs than regular rentals. Now you can see that also they have a very high average daily rate for BNB comps, or for BNB. You have a very stable occupancy of 78%. It's absolutely great. And then you see that the additional revenue is 112% because the revenue for BNB is $6,200, and for regular rentals, it's $2,000 or almost $3,000. It goes 112% over the regular rentals. So what's the business and what are we analyzing here? That BNB comps or that BNB business is the most effective way to grow in Monroe in particular. To go into, for example, you can generate reports of this particular page. You can change into different languages. You can turn on your GPS if you have the application, let's say, or if you have the GPS turned on your computer. If you need any help, you can view the videos on YouTube or you can talk to us through the live chat. And this introduction video is pretty complete. I think I am even the one that does it for you. You can click on the live chat and also ask any questions whenever you need or any doubts. We can clear them, and you can even request a coaching for the other different parts or sections of BNBvestor. Do we have any questions for what we have seen today? Okay, so I think I've been pretty clear into what's the principal part of BNBvestor. Now in ReiFax, whenever you log in, since this is not going to load till then, ReiFax, when you log in, it takes you to the control panel, and then you have a bunch of buttons, right? That says or professional, then it says the buyer's pro, deals generator, and the other sub products. You're gonna have at the top right BNBvestor and deal generator. You can also click to get to BNBvestor at the top right. Click on the button and it will automatically take you there. Remember, you can access it with the same credentials as in ReiFax, okay? So if we don't have any questions for today, let's see. No, actually, I have a question over here that says, did you cover preparing contracts? No. I went through in this webinar of BNBvestor, one of our filial softwares. But if you need to see how to prepare contracts or how to send out or anything in particular, ReiFax, I suggest you to view our recorded webinars or go to the control panel, click on the help button, and you will be able to see different short videos of the different sections. There you will see where you can find it. Also, you can request a coaching session, like I was telling you, or you can ask where you can or how you can prepare, and we will guide you through the live chat that you're going to have at the bottom left-hand corner. Guys, if you don't have any questions for today, thank you so much for accompanying me for attending today's webinar, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.